The news of my father's passing came on a cold Monday morning, breaking the calm that prevailed in our family estate. It was a huge mansion, decorated with the elegance of a bygone era, and served as a testament to my father's success. But behind its greatness was a story steeped in memories, a repository of moments that shaped my childhood. As I stood in front of the tall gate surrounded by ancient oaks, the weight of loss fell on me. The size of the estate reflected the enormity of my inheritance, a $200 million house set among acres of green gardens and ornamental fountains. A light breeze carried a faint scent of jasmine as I walked through the corridors, memories flickering like ghosts in the corners of my mind. I ran my fingers over the mahogany railing, each polished surface whispering stories about my father's legacy. In the library, where he spent countless evenings immersed in his favorite volumes, I found solace among the leather-bound volumes and the familiar smell of aged paper. The room testified to our shared love of literature, a sanctuary where father and daughter intertwined stories, talking in whispers. As the day waned, I found myself standing at a beautiful window, looking out at the sun sinking below the horizon. Shades of twilight colored the sky in a symphony of colors, a poignant reminder of the transience of life. Suddenly, the silence was broken by the sound of approaching footsteps. "Lily," a voice called, pulling me out of my reverie. It was Sarah, the caretaker of the estate, a steadfast personality who had been with our family for decades. "Do you need anything, dear? What is it?" she asked, and her eyes were full of sympathy. "I'm not sure, Sarah. It feels like I've lost a part of myself," I confessed, my voice full of sadness. She put a reassuring hand on my shoulder. "Your father was a wonderful man. His legacy lives on in this house, in you." A tear rolled from my eyes, and I nodded, grateful for Sarah's comforting words amid the storm of emotions. "It means a lot. But remember that this house holds something more than wealth. It holds memories and stories that will live forever," she said, and in her voice sounded the wisdom accumulated over years of dedication. When the sun said goodbye for the last time, casting long shadows on the estate, I realized that the preservation of this house was not only about material wealth. It was about honoring the spirit of my father and preserving the legacy that he entrusted to me. In the corridors of my school, I was an echo of wealth, a portrait framed by rumors and misconceptions. The splendor of my family's estate cast a long shadow that I couldn't escape, despite my sincere attempts to blend in with the crowd. "Hey, Lily, do you have a new gold pen matching your family's wealth?" Teased by Mark, a classmate whose jokes were often sarcastic. I smiled weakly, trying to distract attention. "Just an ordinary pen, Mark." But the whispering continued like an insistent melody, weaving into the fabric of my daily life. "Lily's house is bigger than the school." Emma giggled, and there was envy in her words. Caught in the crossfire of speculation and envy, I searched for connections behind the facade of prosperity. One afternoon, during a break between classes, I found myself immersed in a book under an oak tree, seeking refuge in pages that took me far away from discordant whispers. Charlotte, a kind-hearted soul with a penchant for insightful observations, joined me. "Lily, have you ever gotten tired of everyone assuming something about you? What's the matter? What is it?" she asked with a sympathetic look. It was like I was trapped in a story I hadn't written, I admitted, the weight of the pretense weighing heavily on my shoulders. Charlotte nodded, her expression understanding. "People see the house, but they don't see you. You're bigger than they think." Her words resonated, sparking a spark of camaraderie amid a stormy sea of speculation. When the bell rang announcing the end of the break, Charlotte gently squeezed my hand. "Just remember, not everyone is judged by rumors. You're still Lily, not just a mansion." Her kindness was a lifeline in this turmoil, a reminder that genuine connections can flourish behind the shimmering facade of wealth. As the days went by, I reflected on the complexities of perception and dreamed of a friendship untainted by the echoes of wealth. Amid the luxury of my family's estate, I sought solace in the simplicity of genuine connections. The first meeting with Henry was a happy moment, which seemed to me like a breath of fresh air in my sheltered world. His arrival at the charity event, his infectious laughter breaking through the clink of glasses, caught my attention. "Do you mind if I join you?" "What is it?" he asked, flashing a disarming smile. I pointed to the empty seat in front of me. "Please have a seat." Henry's casual demeanor and genuine curiosity about the cause of charity sparked a casual conversation. For a fleeting moment, I enjoyed the absence of leading questions about my family's wealth. As the evening progressed, the chatter turned into general jokes and laughter that resonated with sincerity. Our connection felt like a respite from the weight of assumptions that often overshadowed my communication. A few days later, we met again at a local cafe. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee, mixed with the warmth of our conversation. "So, what brings you to this event?" Henry asked, his gaze curious but devoid of any ulterior motives. "I've always believed in contributing where I can," I replied, enjoying the authenticity of the moment. As our conversation wandered through topics ranging from literature to our shared love of hiking, I felt a growing bond untainted by the trappings of wealth. "Have you always lived here somewhere?" Henry asked, sipping his coffee. "Yes, this city has been my home for as long as I can remember," I replied, and there was a note of nostalgia in my words. Henry's genuine interest in meeting me behind the ornate walls of the estate touched something inside me, a desire to establish connections unrelated to wealth. Our conversation moved into the realm of aspirations and dreams, avoiding the looming shadow of my inheritance. For the first time in a long time, I felt that I was understood, seen for who I am, and not what I possess. As the evening drew to a close, Henry flashed a smile that promised future meetings. "I'm looking forward to our next conversation, Lily." His words echoed in my thoughts, resonating with the hope of a connection unencumbered by echoes of wealth. A genuine connection forged in the simplicity of shared moments. The blossoming bond with Henry has colored my world with promising colors. However, as the days passed, a subtle change in his demeanor opened up, like a veil revealing a disturbing truth. While walking through the gardens of the estate, Henry's eyes, once filled with warmth, now shone with keen curiosity, focused solely on my inheritance. "Lily, have you thought about what you're going to do with the house? It's a pretty valuable asset," he remarked, and there was unmistakable fervor in his tone. I haven't really decided yet," I replied hesitantly, feeling the weight of his newfound obsession creep into our conversation. His once carefree demeanor now seemed to be tied to the looming silhouette of the inheritance. Conversations that once revolved between shared interests and aspirations now constantly returned to the value and potential of the home. "Henry, can we talk about something else?" I begged, hoping to distract the conversation. But his obsession persisted, clouding our communication like a relentless storm. As the days turned into weeks, the walls of our conversation seemed to close around the only topic that attracted Henry's unwavering attention: home. "I did a little research on estates and their value. This house could mean a lot more to us," Henry remarked one evening, his eyes burning with a fervor that unnerved me. "It's not about the house, Henry," I insisted, disappointment in my voice. He paused, his gaze focused. "But isn't that so? Imagine the possibilities." The emotional distance between us has increased, marked by Henry's relentless drive to exploit the potential of the inheritance. What had once brought us closer now threatened to separate us. The threads of obsession had created a rift between our hearts. "I need to be alone for a while, Henry," I whispered, the weight of his obsession strangling the fragile threads of our bond. As he watched me leave, there was an unspoken tension in the air, an obsessive echo of a connection, overshadowed by an obsession that overshadowed everything else. The growing rift between Henry and me has reached an inevitable collapse, destroying the fragile semblance of our relationship. His obsession with the inheritance turned into a betrayal that shook the very foundation of trust. One fateful day, I came across a stack of papers on my desk, documents detailing a nefarious plan orchestrated by Henry and a lawyer named Ben. My heart broke when I read the words that talked about trying to change ownership of an inherited house without my consent. "Henry, what is this?" I stood in front of him, waving the papers that exposed his deception. He faltered, his facade crumbling under the weight of his exposed betrayal. "Lily, I can explain." "There is no explanation for this betrayal," I exclaimed, a mixture of resentment and anger in my words. His attempts to justify himself failed, and the breach of trust was irreparably reflected between us. The sanctity of our bond was destroyed by his relentless pursuit of inheritance, now tainted by deception and manipulation. "We should have been partners, Henry, not adversaries," I lamented, the pain of betrayal seeping into every word. He held out his hand. There was a desperate plea in his eyes. "I did it for us, for our future. But the damage has been done. The boundaries between loyalty and greed have been erased." I knew I had to take a firm stand to protect what was rightfully mine, even if it meant facing confrontation face to face. "Get out," I said, my voice shaking with a mixture of emotions: betrayal, resentment, and a tinge of lingering disbelief. His departure left behind a dull echo, a silence that was reflected by the breakup of a relationship shrouded in shadows of greed and betrayal. This revelation has exposed a chasm that has widened between us, a chasm too vast to bridge. After the confrontation, I sought solace in the realization that preserving my father's legacy was a duty that I held close to my heart. a duty that overcame the ephemeral bonds of deception and betrayal. Amid the fragments of a shattered trust, I stood at a crossroads, faced with a decision that would determine the course of my inheritance. The news of Henry's betrayal ignited in me a fervor, a determination to honor my father's legacy in a way that resonated with his spirit. With unwavering determination, I set out on a journey to turn the inherited house into a source of cherished memories, discarding the echoes of deception that stained its walls. "There are stories woven into every corner of this house," I told Sarah, the caretaker of the estate, as we walked through the halls filled with a tapestry of memories. She nodded, understanding reflected in her eyes. "Your father wanted this place to be more than just bricks and mortar. It's about keeping his dream alive." The vision took shape, a metamorphosis that turned the house into a lively villa for rent, a sanctuary where stories would bloom and laughter would echo through its halls again. When the renovation work began, I put my soul into every detail, making sure that the essence of the house remained unchanged, while at the same time accepting a new purpose. "Everything is going great," Lily, Daniel, the architect, remarked as he sketched out plans for the garden's renovation. "We're not just repairing, we're preserving memories," I replied with a determined gleam in my eyes. The estate, once a symbol of discord, has now turned into a sanctuary where the laughter of families and the joy of shared moments resound. "Your father would be proud of you," Sarah said with a note of nostalgia in her voice, admiring the transformation. A sense of satisfaction blossomed in me, a testament to the resilience that helped me survive the shocks. The house, once shrouded in the shadows of betrayal, has now become a beacon of hope, the embodiment of my father's dream. When the first guests arrived at the rented villa, their smiles and laughter filled the air. I realized that I had managed to honor my father's legacy by breathing life into a space once tainted by deception. The transformation of an inherited house into a thriving villa for rent marked a turning point, a testament to resilience forged in the crucible of adversity. Amid the ebb and flow of life's problems, I have found an unwavering determination to navigate rough waters. "Your strength is inspiring," Lily, my friend Charlotte, remarked during a quiet moment in the villa's garden, where the scent of blooming flowers was in the air. "I had to find it in myself," I replied, and a sense of calm determination underlined my words. The journey was not without obstacles, but each obstacle became a stepping stone on the way to personal growth and fortitude. "We have received wonderful feedback from the guests," Sarah noted, her eyes shining with pride. "This place is becoming a paradise for memories. Now it's more than just a house, it's a canvas for creating cherished moments," I remarked, and a smile graced my lips. The responsibilities of managing the villa and ensuring its success have become a matter of love, a dedication to preserving my father's dream while paving my own path. "You have built something wonderful here," commented Daniel, the architect, as we walked through the renovated corridors. "This is a testament to your resilience." "It was a journey of discovery," I admitted, acknowledging the growth caused by adversity. Amid the echoes of laughter and joy that filled the villa's rooms, I found solace and purpose. The resilience that helped me through turbulent times has now become the foundation of a newfound strength and unwavering determination to shape my destiny beyond the shadow of the past. "There is a hidden power in you," Charlotte remarked, and admiration was reflected in her eyes. "You've turned difficulties into opportunities for growth." I realized that resilience is not just the ability to recover, it is the ability to find strength in adversity, I shared, and a sense of quiet wisdom colored my words. When the villa turned into a paradise for making memories and making connections, I found myself standing tall, which is a testament to the transformative power of resilience and an unwavering spirit that moves us forward, even in the face of adversity. The winding paths of fate led Henry and me on different journeys, each shaped by our shared past. As time plotted its course, our lives moved along different trajectories, overcoming the consequences of broken ties and unhealed wounds. "It's strange how life takes unexpected turns," I reflected, sharing a moment of reflection with Sarah, admiring the serene landscape of the villa. "Indeed, but it is how we overcome these turns that defines our journey," she remarked, and there was wisdom in her voice. The echoes of Henry's departure still rang out, reminding me of the crack that tore through the fabric of our relationship, leaving behind fragments of what once was. "I hope he finds peace on his way," I whispered, a mixture of sympathy and humility coloring my words. The threads of our lives intertwined briefly, only to fall apart amid the turmoil of ambition and betrayal. And yet, amid the echoes of severed ties, There was a glimmer of hope, the promise of new beginnings. Sometimes the hardest paths lead to the most beautiful destinations, Charlotte said, gently recalling the resilience that guided our travels. I believe in creating my own path based on purpose and authenticity, I shared, and a sense of determination guided my words. As the chapters of our lives unfolded, Henry sailed through his own stormy seas, each ridge and depression, setting his newfound course. The echoes of our shared past still rang out, testifying to the complexity of the relationship and the traces they leave behind. The villa flourished as a testament to resilience and transformation, while our lives went our separate ways, each finding solace and purpose in rethinking paths, charting a course towards personal fulfillment and completion. In the dance of myriad life possibilities, the rethought paths promised a new chapter, an unwritten canvas where resilience meets opportunity, and where echoes of the past guide steps towards unknown horizons.